Hi friends, it's your boy Cranberry Enthusiast. In the middle of the workday, I forgot to pick up a package that I should have brought along with me when I was driving in to the office today. And so I am going to go get it now. So I can't stand it when those types of things happen. Just forgetting things, and it's like, it could be worse. There's all kinds of crazy things that could be way worse than, I forgot a package on the front porch. But I can't stand it when that happens. Fortunately, I think I've gotten better about thinking about it, because I can definitely get into a cycle of being very hard on myself and my brain, and just being like, why don't things work the way that they're supposed to work? Fortunately, I don't know, I've lived enough life now to be like, oh, okay, so this is just life. Like, life does not work the way it's supposed to work, quote unquote. And there's problems with that. There's issues with all kinds of different things, but there's still a lot of good things, and a big part of life. Here's your life lesson for this today. A lot of it is just flying with what we've got, because it'd be great for everything to be in a row, and it would be great if I never forgot anything. It would be great if everything happened the way it's supposed to. That machines did not break down outside of needing ordinary maintenance. But there's still a lot of great things about this Friday. I've been wanting to get into more just vlogging, or whatever you want to call it, just turning on the camera and talking. I have no idea. Well, if you're watching this, then you have probably some amount of interest in hearing what I have to say. So hello. But I don't know. This literally just might be me recording videos and putting them out here for me to look back on years later and be like, oh wow, see, that was me. And there are all kinds of things so I want to get in the habit of doing this more. And I was trying to record videos earlier today, and I'm just like, I don't like how they're turning out. I'm not super thrilled with how this video is turning out, to be honest with you, but part of creating content, I'll let you in on the full secret here. Part of creating content and things is still putting things out, even if you're like, hey, I don't really feel the absolute best about this. Sometimes I feel great about something, and there's a lot of that self-consciousness and insecurity that can just be totally debilitating, keep you from getting things done. Another thing for your brain to focus on, instead of remembering to get the package to bring into the office today. But there's still so many beautiful things and so many great things today. I'm not feeling the best. I haven't been feeling very great since I got back to Washington State. I was down in Arizona for work for a while. Absolutely awesome. And then ever since I got back, it's been a lot of craziness with just my life in general. And to make everything worse, it's like my sleep hasn't been great. And it's kind of like, when you're not sleeping well, at least for me, you can't function very well. And it makes everything that much harder. And then it makes it more likely that you may forget things like packages that you wanted to bring into the office today. something. I keep getting mustache hairs or something in my mouth. I'm grateful that I have a mustache. I keep trying to grow a beard or something as well. So far, it's not super successful. I have somewhat of a goatee, but it'd be great to just to be the bearded cranberry enthusiast. But you know, we're not quite there yet, and that's okay. You may be wondering what I am wearing on my head here. It's a reusable, I almost said rechargeable. It's not rechargeable, it's not electric, but it's a reusable hairnet, basically, because when I am at the office/factory, if I am in a production area where food products are being handled, I wear a hairnet. And instead of going through a bunch of disposable hairnets all the time, I'm just like, yeah, I just a while back was like, you know, I'm just gonna invest in some reusable hairnets, and I feel like at this point they've probably gotten close to being even more like less expensive than the regular hairnets. So that's what that is. And I also like it because it kind of gives me a fun little hat type thing, almost like a pirate's hat or something. So it's fun. We have fun. You may know from my recent YouTube short that I am planning on rereading the Chronicles of Narnia this year. I do love the Chronicles of Narnia series, and yeah, the movies are pretty cool too. That's right, Netflix, I think, is doing a Chronicles of Narnia, the Magician's Nephew. Like, there's a new movie that is actually, it's being filmed, or it has been filmed. I don't even know the status of it now, but it's coming out sometime in the near future. I personally I'm not holding my breath. I'm like, generally when they turn a book into a movie, for some reason, I'm very unique, I guess, in that I tend to think of it as like two different things, where it's like, yeah, if the movie doesn't totally match the book, then, you know, that's totally fine. It's like I view it as two separate art forms. It's like almost like two different accounts of the same story. So maybe some details are a little bit different or something, you know? And so that's never stopped me from enjoying like a movie adaptation. I mean, even like the Chronicles of Narnia movies that currently exist. I mean, they stray a lot from the books, but I'm still able to enjoy the movies in and of themselves. And I think the three Chronicles of Narnia movies that do exist are really well done in a lot of ways. So I finally got those on DVD when I was in Arizona. There were lots of people selling DVDs and CDs at really good, affordable prices. And yeah, and so I got the Chronicles of Narnia DVDs. I got a bunch of other DVDs too. I kind of like quadrupled my DVD collection, because before that I didn't really have a lot of DVDs. Yeah, also waving at the neighbors here. All right, I am back at the place. I'm gonna pause this video and we'll resume here in a minute. Let's see, this is pause, right? All right, that was the pause button. Package acquired. Now we are driving back to, well, not yet. We got to put on a seatbelt so we can be safe. We don't want to go flying through the windshield or anything. Although that would be possibly a tiny bit fun. I don't know, flying through the air. If I could choose a superpower, I probably would choose teleportation. But I also, I love the whole thought of being able to fly under my own power. Excuse me, like flight just seems very fun. I've had a few dreams where I've been almost like lucid dreaming flying. I've never quite learned how to lucid dream, but but it's, oh yeah, flying, it's just, yeah. Now, I'm not a fan of skydiving or of like, because I'm terrified of heights, and I hate that feeling in my stomach every time that I go on a drop. Like, yeah. Airplanes, though, thankfully, I'm usually pretty fine. Even crazy turbulence. A lot of times it's more just annoying. Like, I'm trying to read here. But, yeah. So, jumping back to Narnia real quick. I love Narnia. So, yeah, there's the new Netflix movie that's coming out. I think it's, yeah, Netflix. And yeah, so this is one thing though where, like, with Narnia, and again, I feel like the first few Narnia movies, or the first 3, did pull this off very well. But like, basically I don't care so much about, like, you know, every single little detail and things being figured out with it, but it's or like, what I'm trying to say in this very unscripted video here is that I don't really care if every single little detail in the book is not adequately reproduced in the film. That being said, like, there are, like, if some details are so huge that they, you know, that it just totally kind of changes the story or, like, makes it notably different. For a lot of books, that probably wouldn't bother me as much. For Narnia, it does. Like, even like Lord of the Rings, like, I am one of those crazy people who love Tom Bombadil in the books and stuff, and Tom Bombadil's not in the movies. Understandably why, and to me it's like, yeah, that doesn't ruin the movies for me, like, but Tom Bombadil isn't there. So, but, like, for example, I don't know, but, like, and I should say, spoiler alert, kind of, so, you know, if you've never read The Magician's Nephew, that's the Narnia book that, the first movie is going to be, I think, coming out. It's actually the first book chronologically in the series, but it was one of the last published. That's a whole other story, but so yeah, brief spoiler alert here for elements and characters of The Magician's Nephew. But, like, there are 2 children who are kind of the protagonists or they're some of the protagonists. Lewis writing Narnia, it's great how there's lots of different characters. So it's like, you know, you can choose your own protagonist sometimes. Which character are you, like, following the most? But there's like 2 children who are these main characters, and kind of the whole story just kind of goes through their adventures there. And, like, it's a boy and a girl, and, like, for it would be really weird if the movie like removed one of the children as characters, and so it's like just a single child, even if the events are the same. Like, details like that. Or like, one thing I saw that I don't even know if it's true or not, but, like, they're I really hope they don't mess with Aslan in terms of anything that takes away from how Lewis writes Aslan, or as Lewis might say, how Aslan wrote himself into the Narnia books. And I mean, a big part is in the Narnia lore, like, Aslan is like literally Jesus Christ in the form of a lion in this world called Narnia, so to speak. And so any depiction of Aslan that is somehow, like, that just strays too far from that, I would just not be a fan of personally. Like it would definitely be a huge detractor from the experience, because a big part of, for me, with reading Narnia is like is kind of like this this picture I have of Aslan, and like this almost like me as a reader, this trust I have of Aslan, and like the seeing what Aslan does and what he says, and like it's so, you know, like if it was switched up to where, you know, Aslan's character is totally different, or Aslan's portrayed in a different way, that would totally ruin the film for me. That would probably be like the number one thing. Like, if there's anything that's going to be changed, like, don't mess with Aslan. Like, that would be, if there's anything that would ruin the movie for me, that would be it. And then too, and I should say too, well, like the original, the other three, like, Disney Narnia movies, like, I mean, those movies maybe are not as, like, full of, like, the Christian undertones and, like, upfrontness as the original Narnia books, but from, as I recall, I mean, Liam Neeson, I think he's the guy, am I even getting his name right? I think he's the guy who did Narnia, or he voiced Aslan in those Narnia movies. But from what I recall, I mean, whereas, like, you know, maybe not at, like, I like the books more than the movies, but, like, the movies, those three movies still, I feel like, still depicted the story and depicted Aslan at least decently. Like, it is to the point where I do actually really like the movies too, even though I like the books more. So, but yeah, so, I mean, I'm really hoping that for the new Narnia movies coming out and stuff, that it is actually, like, true to C.S. Lewis's vision. Granted, I do really think that most, or not most, but I think that a lot of people probably will be unhappy with the Narnia movies when they come out, because we as humans seem to be addicted to, like, being unhappy, and just, you know, being upset when things are not as good as, like, we think they should be, or even if, you know, if a movie turns out really good in some ways but not in other ways, that's still could be an issue, and something that, you know, we tend to, I guess, focus on the negative a lot more. But I'm definitely, I mean, I'm not discounting it. It'll be interesting to see what happens, to see how everything was portrayed. And again, I'm really excited this year to be rereading the Chronicles of Narnia, and I'm been reading and a lot of other different books and stuff too. I haven't been reading as much in my day-to-day schedule as I would like to. Recently, it's been kind of a back and forth, hit or miss type of thing here. All right, here we're coming up to a roundabout here, and I never really. Okay, they're turning, so okay, good. Oh dear. This happens from time to time. Another thing that I could totally choose to be angry about, we're talking about things that I could choose to be angry about, is the fact that I have had horrible luck. Well, so I've had horrible luck with water bottles in terms of getting a water bottle that is decently cleanable, but also doesn't spill. It's like it can only be one or the other, or neither, but, like, to get both just feels like it's the mystical, I don't know, it's like, apparently so hard to find. And the other thing is a phone holder that fits in my car that actually works and does not fly. Currently, I'm using a tripod here, which, you know, works great, but yeah. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in to this fun little vlog thing. I hope to kind of keep more videos like this coming, just, you know, unscripted, off the cuff. Way to, if you want to stay connected with your boy Cranberry Enthusiast. I might need to find another fun tagline or something at some point. But yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll see you later.